Welcome to the Waterboy and Equipment Manager podcast. My name is Saif Basaria.
My name is Shaban Samani. You
My
son of a
name is
bitch.
Nabil Hasanoui.
I don't think we could go any week ever without not having to try to kill each other on the beginning of the episode. But I promise, listener, the episode actually gets better over time. Just the beginning is pretty chaotic.
Yeah, there's some destructive people on this podcast.
Yeah, the Reaper is here and he's ready to roll.
Anyway, last we talked, a lot of shit has happened, actually. It's been a week, but it's actually been a really cool week of basketball. So let's go ahead and get what's started with our weekly segment, which is... That's right, boys. If you don't know, now you know. Shaban, we have more reports that have been confirmed now of some awards being won in the NBA. What do we have, man?
Right now, it's just Montrezl Harrell winning Sixth Man of the Year. It was between him and Dennis Schroeder and Lou Williams, who was also from the same team.
Dennis
So
Schroeder got
Harold
snubbed.
the sixth or the seventh man.
Dennis Schroeder got snubbed.
Bro, Dennis Schroeder brought
Yeah.
up a valid point on Twitter. He said, "How are there two people on the same team vying for Sixth Man of the Year? That literally doesn't make any sense."
None at all.
If there was a Seventh Man of the Year award, then
They should just say role player of the year. Fuck it.
They you know what? That's
That
actually
would
Hey,
actually
bro.
make more sense.
that's
You know
actually a
what?
legitimately good
Yeah.
suggestion. They should change it to role player of the year.
Well, yeah, it's destructively good, isn't it?
Yeah, I would describe it as exactly that and nothing else.
The NBA might label you as chaotic.
All right, boys. The listeners are gonna be mad annoyed with the fact that you guys have they have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about. So let's not do that again. The weirdest.
What? We don't want to be chaotic anymore?
You done? Are you done, sir? And to be-
Maybe.
this is actually relative to. Are you done? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. By far, the most surprising news of the week has to be that Thunder and Coach Billy Donovan have actually parted ways. There were no rumors, reports. The Thunder were better than expected. What the hell is going on here? Why?
According to Sean, he was given a contract before the restart. He said no. He didn't want to come back. So
Why? I don't understand. I don't get what.
but he said
what's
this
going on.
before the restart, right? And I'm pretty sure if they probably would have wanted to give him another offer after they got bounced, but
I mean,
Well,
I
if he said no
guess.
before the restart, what changes between then and now? That would change his mind, right? The status of the
A
team.
whole lot of Chris Paul, bro.
I mean, look, they were already the 5 seed coming into the restart. They maintained the 5 seed. They won 7 games in the first round, and everyone says that they overachieved, including themselves. What? I don't understand why he didn't want to stick around unless OKC told him straight up, hey, we're going to a rebuild. And he's like, fuck that. I don't want to do a rebuild again. But what coaching job is available to him to grab now that isn't a rebuild?
Let me start.
Okay.
You've got Chicago. You've got Indy.
Well, Chicago's still in a rebuild too. They're not a perennial playoff team.
Yeah, but Chicago and Indy have this one thing that the Thunder don't have.
What's that?
The lack of Chris Paul.
Oh, I thought you meant interesting.
God.
Well, if OKC, look, you guys saw that video that Chris Paul. So after the Thunder lost in Game 7, the next morning Chris Paul put out a thank you Thunder fan video. That seemed like a goodbye if there was a goodbye to be had by Chris Paul. He literally said, "Thank you for my time here and my memories." Who says that if they're planning to be back next year? The lack of the lack of Chris Paul could have just easily happened for the Thunder in a couple of months, if not even less.
And there are rumors out there saying the Bucks are interested. in
The
trying to
Bucks
get
are
him as
interested.
well.
Apparently the Heat are interested. Apparently the Knicks are interested, and the 76ers. I don't know which one of these teams are actually going to go out and do it and pull the trigger.
Wait,
But the
quick
Thunder-
sidetrack.
What?
Who are the Knicks not interested in?
that's a good question, actually.
Literally everyone. They suck.
Well, apparently Dennis Smith, because they actually haven't played that motherfucker since the day he arrived. They're like, let's trade KP for Dennis Smith and never play him.
It's only funny because it can't hurt us anymore, Shaban.
I know, right?
I don't know what to tell you, but I don't understand why he didn't keep this job unless he genuinely didn't want to go through the rebuild. In which case, look, I get it, I respect it, but it still doesn't make any sense. There's not a job out there that he will likely get unless he goes to Indiana, which case that's a good point. But besides Indiana, what other job is out there that's not a rebuilding team?
Okay, before we move on, I want to throw something out there that is a huge shot in the dark. What if, right, the Hawks get tired of Lloyd Pierce and they bring in Billy Donovan instead? He is available. I mean, we do have problems with Lloyd Pierce. I'm not saying that there's anything that's like, supporting this, but I wouldn't see why not.
I don't
Yeah.
see the logic. Okay. What I mean by that is I understand that you understand that this is a shot in the dark, but it's such a shot in the dark because there's been no reports about Lloyd Pierce.
Nothing whatsoever.
That this doesn't make any sense to even discuss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It also doesn't make sense that we're talking about it when there was no rumors or even inklings of rumors
with Billy
that
Donovan
Donovan wanted out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so nuts to me. It's genuinely nuts, and I can't make any sense of it, to be quite honest, guys. Does anybody have any idea? Okay, if you're general manager of X team, Billy Donovan, we want him because what? Where does he fit in and why? What does he bring that you would like to see from him?
I mean,
honestly, he brings the one thing that OKC needs, and that he's a college basketball coach that's found success in the NBA. So if there's one guy that can figure out how to develop basketball players, I would expect it to be him, and that's why it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? Like,
I don't know what to tell you, man. If he wanted to avoid a rebuild, he didn't really do himself any favors in doing so. OKC's got about 9,542 picks in the next 3 years. That's probably the best place to do a rebuild if you're going to do
so
it.
all we can do is speculate right now, but there's probably major things going on behind the scenes
I would assume so, yeah.
100%.
where him and the GM don't get along. I know Sam Presti's a great GM, but sometimes when a coach wants something and doesn't get it, kind of shifts their mood a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they just didn't get along. It has nothing to do with actual basketball reasons. Maybe you're right.
Kind of sucks.
I mean, the Philly head coach spot is still available.
Yay.
I don't think anyone wants to coach Philly.
I get to deal with troll-ass Joel Embiid.
Bro,
Woohoo!
I'm not even a coach of a basketball team, and I don't want to coach Philadelphia.
I get to deal with having to trade Al Horford and Tobias Harris. Yeah. Super excited.
That's not his problem. That's Elton Brand's problem.
Well, what he gets in
he got
return
fired
is
too.
the problem.
Facts.
Man, it'd be so funny if poor Elton Brand gets fired after he does all this shit in 1 year. He's still got
I like
the job
Elton
for
Brand
now.
too.
Huh?
I like Elton Brand.
What do you like about Elton
You
Brand?
shouldn't like anything about Elton Brand.
What do you like about Elton Brand, Chabon?
I like Elton Brand as the player, not as the executive.
You know what's funny is I heard the funniest quote. I won't say too much about it, but this guy specifically said, "I like Elton Brand," and then he was asked, "What did he like about Elton Brand in the job that he's in specifically?" Right? And the guy responded, "Well, I like everything about him except for the team's construction." Motherfucker, that's his main job.
That's literally
his
his
job.
only job.
Literally his main job.
Wasn't that Kendrick Perkins that said that? Who
No,
said that?
that was not Kendrick Perkins. It was somebody
probably
else.
Max Kellerman.
It was not Max Kellerman. It was not somebody that big. It was someone a little more low key, but still at a national,
what's that
sports
chick
site.
that was with that LeVar Ball got mad at? What's her name?
Oh,
Christine
no, it
Leahy.
wasn't
It wasn't
her.
her.
It wasn't. Just let's move on. All right. The all NBA defensive teams have come out. Obviously, the NBA, which is weird to me because they do a first, second, and third all NBA team, but they only do a first and second all defensive team. But on the defensive team, the first team, we have Giannis, Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Marcus Smart, and Ben Simmons, which is probably the tallest team in human history. And the second team is Bam Adebayo, Patrick Beverly, Eric Bledsoe, Kawhi Leonard, and Brooke Lopez. And after the announcement of these two teams being put out, I believe on Tuesday of this week, a lot of the NBA players, JJ Redick, Damian Lillard included, said Drew Holiday got snubbed. And I can't imagine anybody to speak to his ability than guys that he guards and plays with every day. Yeah, he fucking got snubbed.
I think it's funnier
Yeah.
that people thought
And
that
I can tell you who he replaced on this list pretty easy.
that bad.
Well, I mean,
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's funnier. What's funnier to me is who else got votes that isn't on this list, and that's Luka Doncic and Damian Lillard. Apparently, those guys play good defense. I didn't know this. And
Hey,
No, they got-
offense
they got-
is the best defense, bro.
They got
Offense is the
one
best
singular
defense.
vote each.
No, Luka got two actually. Luka got two.
Well,
he
all
got
right.
one.
Well, cool. We got 2 votes for Luca.
yeah, Luka got
Defensive
votes.
anchor Luca.
Yeah, Luka got votes for what reason I don't know. Apparently, being thick is a style of defense now.
Apparently,
not
we
aware
don't
of
Kyle
this.
Lowry would be first unanimous choice,
You know,
bro.
Kyle Lowry is a guy who should likely, maybe not be on this list, but he should have probably gotten votes.
considerations.
As
Also-
well.
I think he might have made the third team if they had it.
I just think
Also,
I think they should have a
Can we
third
talk
team.
about Mikal Bridges as well, though?
Why don't they have a third team? I don't get that. I really
Also,
don't.
like
Get
I know
Laziness.
this is all based on like the position labels, but
All
it's
right.
still weird to see Kawhi Leonard on the second team all defensive team.
I think we spent way too much time on this.
The list is wrong.
Well,
Let's move
well,
on.
before we move on, I just want to highlight Shaban. I just want to point out to the listener, you do agree he's supposed to be on the all defensive team. It's just weird that he's on the second team.
Yeah, he's
Although
on
he
the second
can't-
team,
Yeah,
not
he
the
can't.
first
Yeah,
team.
you can't replace AD or Giannis. Both those guys were what 1 and 2 on the all defensive ballot, defensive player of the year ballots.
Giannis was defensive player of the year, so
Yeah,
taking
it's like
him off of
1,
that.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
Giannis, AD, and
Hey,
Rudy.
he might be the defensive player of the year, but if he's MVP, he's accepting that shit from home.
Yeah, facts. Big facts.
League fucked up.
So another
That's
little bit of
almost
news-
as bad as when Dirk accepted it at a press conference.
Oh. Why'd you have to go there? Why'd you have to
Because
go
I'm
there?
chaotic and destructive, bro.
Jeez, he's going for full bodies today. Not
That's
just
how you
one.
play the long game safe.
You know what? I can't hate. I can't hate.
I respect it. That was a you quite literally alley-oop to yourself today, and that was awesome. I will give you credit where credit is due, sir. Unfortunately, the NBA, well, unfortunate for us as basketball fans and you listener, the NBA and the NBAPA have agreed to push back the draft, the free agency, and the start of the 2020-2021 NBA season. That sucks. The report that I read most recently from Shums, as of today, quite literally Thursday, September 10th, was that they'd be shocked if the NBA started before Christmas Day. That is something we've heard for quite
Which
some
is
time now.
what I've been saying.
Yeah, it's something we've heard for quite some time now, but it's becoming more and more of a reality as opposed to a rumor in the bushes. And that kind of sucks, you know. It's going to be weird not to have basketball for quite some time, even though we kind of live that life. But hopefully, and I knock on wood as I say this, but I know better. Hopefully football can hold us over until then, but we don't even know if the football season is going to go that long. I am a bit skeptical of the whole thing. And I'll leave it there because we're not a football podcast. Who cares?
Honestly, we might be. We might branch off a little bit.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see how. Let's get this basketball thing knocked out first, yeah. And then we'll maybe record a football thing
Hey,
after.
we run a semi-successful podcast here, okay?
Yeah. So the Pacers
Very
have
loosely
fired.
put.
Pacers have fired head coach Nate McMillan, which was another piece of news that would have been the most surprising of the week if Billy Donovan didn't leave his post. Nate McMillan, right before the restart, signed a 1-year extension going into next year, and then promptly got fired after they got beat for I don't know what fucking reason. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this was a good move? I think it's kind of okay. I say that, but it's like, how do you know if it's a good move until we see who he's replaced by? But just on the face value, do you think it was a smart move firing Nate McMillan?
I think this was such a stupid move.
Why?
What?
I have to disagree as
Not
well.
to fire him. He didn't have Oladipo for the year, right? He finally comes back. Oladipo is obvious. Excuse me.
He almost threw up there.
Because I'm upset. Okay. Oladipo very clearly was not ready to play basketball just yet. That doesn't mean he's not healthy. I'm not saying they forced him on the court, but I am saying he did not look like he was ready to play basketball.
Hey, all I'm
Jonas was
saying
out for the
was
start.
he opted out and then opted back in.
Exactly. Like, what is McMillan supposed to do here? Win games with a half-ass squad?
He was missing his best player for the year with Sabonis for the entire restart and playoffs. I'm not totally
Which
sure. why
I
he
hate to
lost.
say, but I called that too when the injury was reported.
Also, facts, you did call it. It just doesn't make sense why he got fired, to be honest with you. I think he's a fantastic basketball coach. The guys in the locker room clearly liked him. And that is backed by usually when coaches get fired, the locker room is more than happy to talk about it. And no bad words have come out of Nate McMillan, and that happened on, I believe, Sunday or Monday of this week, or maybe towards a little earlier than that too. So Nate McMillan clearly liked by his players, by the people in this locker room and the staff. I'm not really sure why he got fired. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand, like, some of the concerns, I guess, were that, like, the team has plateaued, but I would argue that the team is still trending up. Like, this team, like, looked great into the restart. TJ Warren was balling.
I'm not completely sure how that's a legitimate claim, and I'm not saying you're making it, by the way. I'm just saying I appreciate you bringing it up for conversation's sake. But, like, Brogdon and Warren just got there this year. They didn't have Oladipo the whole year, right? It's like we don't actually know what this – and Jeremy Lamb got hurt through, midway through the year, who was also really good for them, by the way. Missing Oladipo, who is supposed to be your best player, supposedly. And I don't know. I don't see the plateau. I think I agree with you. They're definitely on the way up. If they can get a healthy season out, all their guys next year, they're a scary basketball team. I would be scared to play them. Yes.
Yeah, McMillan, I hope you find a good job.
I
Pacers
think he
clearly
will.
didn't respect you.
I think he
I hope
will.
you're fine.
He's
I
clearly.
think they're probably gonna have to look for someone who like plays who coaches at more like up tempo, because that's something that Indiana didn't really do well. They didn't really play with a lot of pace.
Well, we were talking about this before the podcast started, Shaban, and you had a couple of names in mind. Do you want to highlight a couple of people who could potentially take this job?
So
And maybe
supposedly,
capitalize on what Indiana's roster is.
yeah. So supposedly at the top of the list are Chauncey Billups,
Okay, cool.
who has recently said that he's interested in coaching, and also Becky Hammond from the Spurs.
Yeah, I think Becky Hammond would be pretty sick because if she's been working with what's his face, Greg Popovich, the greatest coach of all
What's his
time.
face?
What's his face?
What's his face?
Look. I'm reeling off that Laker win, and I'm holding it in me to not talk about it earlier than I promised you that I would talk about it. So that's why my mind is. I mean, you guys literally see the Laker jersey behind me for those watching on YouTube.
I have 6 of them.
Yeah, well, those aren't real. Mine is real, sir. Well, really behind me.
They're real. That's a real photo.
Yeah.
Look, I'm touching the jersey.
Oh, man. Sorry. So, Greg Popovich, the greatest basketball coach of all time. Obviously, Becky Hammond is an intelligent basketball coach who's done a fantastic job in the Spurs system. If she
All
can
right,
bring –
hot take alert.
Okay.
Becky Hammond will be the head coach of the Spurs next year,
Next year,
Facts.
and
Like-
Pop will be gone.
I
like
do
the
not think-
2020-2021 season.
That's a
Yes,
hot take.
A hot take.
I disagree completely. What makes you even believe this hot take could happen?
I think Pop's out.
Why?
Because he's
Uh,
old.
He's
I know that sounds
getting
really
older.
bad
Okay, look.
reasoning.
Okay, here's the
he's
thing.
getting older, and I don't think the Spurs are going to hold him through a rebuild phase.
The
And Becky Hammond has the tutelage to which they'd be comfortable letting him walk for another job,
This man pulled
just
up-
because he wants to go somewhere else and see if he can do something somewhere.
Okay, that would make sense if the Nets job was still available.
Yes, sir.
But it's not.
It is
agree.
no longer available.
But we are not slandering Steve Nash.
I'm not saying that. I'm
Nobody-
not saying that.
I
I
mean,
wasn't.
my
I
man-
wasn't. I promise you, I wasn't even going there. All I was simply saying was that Greg Popovich leaving the Spurs would make complete sense if the Nets job was still available. It's not. On top of that, Pop is the head coach of the Team USA basketball team for the Olympics. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Corona, summer of 2021. So I would be genuinely shocked if he was leaving before next summer.
I will say he could easily.
That's why
retire
it's a
as
hot
Spurs
take.
coach and become the Olympic coach just for that one last year, and that's it. He could very easily just do that.
It is. I feel like it'd be super weird for a coach who doesn't actually coach basketball right now to be coach of the Olympics. But maybe that's just me. I mean, Greg Popovich definitely has the reputation that no one would question his shit. It's just weird if he were to leave. And to be quite frank with you, there's no rustling in the bushes besides the possibility of the Nets job,
Facts.
which is no longer there. There was really no rustling that Pop was unhappy or that the Spurs were unhappy with him or really anything in between. So, yeah, I would be shocked if that happened. I'm not shocked if Becky Hammond is the next head coach of the Spurs. I just don't think it's going to happen in the next 2, 3, 4 months.
So your reaction is literally why it's called a hot take.
Fair. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you were going for. Yeah, I agree with you that Becky Hammond will be the next head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Just not right now.
All right. So, as the reaper of the pod, I bring basketball ending news. Marvin Williams has retired.
Why do you make it sound so sad? It's
Hall
like
of Fame Hawk
You gotta-
Atlanta Hawk legend Marvin Williams has retired from basketball.
Oh no!
God, I hate that man.
Why do we-
I don't actually hate him.
Why do you hate him?
No, I don't hate him. I hate the
Who do
Atlanta
we
front
hate more,
office.
I'm-
Josh Smith, or Marvin Williams?
Marvin Williams.
That's like,
okay,
what?
wait.
okay, hold on.
Hold on. Wait. Let me revisit that. I don't hate either one of those guys. I hate the front office that drafted those guys in front of what ended up being Hall of Fame legend careers.
Also facts.
I don't
Okay.
hate Marvin Williams or Josh Smith. Okay, maybe I dislike Josh Smith a little bit, but I don't hate Marvin Williams by
That's what
any
I thought.
standard of the imagination. I think Marvin Williams, I'm sure, is a very good guy. But the Hawks front office who drafted him are fucking idiots. Him and worse than Marvin Williams, Sheldon Williams, if you guys remember that motherfucker.
Bro, that dude was trash.
he was so bad.
Butt garbage.
Anyway,
Pharaoh Ontage, bro.
happy fishing and sales to Marvin Williams, who's retiring after 15 years. He's made over $120 million. Good for him. Life is good. I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Okay, now I know you're lying that you don't hate him. You looked up this man's career income.
No, it's what's his face? Mark Stein tweeted it. That's why I
Tweet, bro. Come on.
You think I care about Marvin Williams enough? Marvin Williams don't care about Marvin Williams enough to know exactly how much he made through his career. Are you kidding me?
Hey, he just said I made that bag and now. It's
Hey,
time to
he
leave.
did. Respect to him. Good shit. Charlotte's fucking stupid. Surprise, surprise. Anyway,
Sorry,
that's the
MJ.
end of If You Don't Know, Now You Know. It was an interesting week. I'm sure that we will have more ridiculous news because, quite frankly, well, actually, there is one more thing we could talk about. And
Oh,
if you
dude,
don't know,
I
now
can't
you
believe
know.
it. We forgot.
Daniel
I'm
House.
saving it for the series.
Well, no, we should talk about it. And if you don't know, now you know. Because if you didn't know, you should.
Okay. I was
Daniel
gonna bring it
House-
up.
Daniel House is supposedly, I don't know how to say this.
He's horny.
Investigated?
He's being investigated by the NBA for possibly having someone sneak into his hotel room.
For testing purposes.
You know the worst part is
Uh,
the person they're suspicious about is responsible for testing the players for COVID.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Potter in for
my.
overnight testing.
so here's the thing. Okay, this is kind of it's a pretty early and developing story, which is why I don't want to jump to conclusions of any
I
sort.
mean, it's not
but-
early. He's missed 2 games.
I mean, facts.
Well, it's early in the sense of the information that we have available to us. All we know
Okay, yeah.
is that the NBA was tipped off by someone. We don't know who that is. I think it's Ben McLemore because he wanted more minutes, and the only way you could
It's
do that
the
is like,
snitch hotline, bro.
hey, I think it was Ben McLemore because he wanted to get Daniel House out of the rotation, so Ben McLemore can get into the rotation. Shout out to the Rocket fans. I hope you're happy with that decision. Probably not, because you guys lost the last 2 games without Daniel House. Apparently, he's your best player.
Really quick, I want to
Who
point
knew?
something out. The memes, and it's funny that you say that right now. The memes of LeBron James calling the hotline. Y'all, let's clear something up very, very, very quickly. LeBron James does not give a fuck about Daniel House. and I
No,
am
let's
sorry.
actually clear something up. LeBron ain't calling no hotline. He just calling Adam Silver straight if he really
Facts.
wants to chat.
I don't
really-
think y'all understand. LeBron does. They said Daniel House, and LeBron was said who? That was LeBron's reaction. So these memes are actually
He said,
stupid.
Daniel House, Waffle House, my house, I don't care. Lakers are
Lakers
5.
All right, relax with the memes. The Rockets aren't a good basketball team. Let's relax.
Oh, man. But anyway, Daniel House, he's obviously missed game 3 and 4 of this Lakers-Rockets series. We really don't know any updates besides that. We'll find out more, I'm sure, in the coming days. And when we do, you'll know about it. And the place that you can learn more about it is on our Twitter, which, Nabil, what is our Twitter?
Waterboy manager. Did I get it wrong?
There you
Yes.
go. Waterboy manager
Waterboy
on
manager.
Twitter.
Shaban, what's our
Waterboy
Instagram?
and equipment manager on Instagram.
Cool. And the Waterboy and Equipment Manager podcast on YouTube. And yeah, so now we're going to jump out of If You Don't Know, Now You Know, and let's go to Players Anonymous, Case. What do you have for us this week? Hey, by the way, I'm not cheating, but I haven't cheated since the first week you did this. Shaban cheated last week because he's a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
Shaban broke my
cheating.
trust. So now
I love
both
you,
of
but
y'all
you're a
are
fucking
fucked.
cheater. And let's go on to Players Anonymous, boys.
All right. Nickname for today, Mr. 94 Feet.
Manu Bull.
Giannis.
I'm not done yet, you motherfuckers.
Let him to the team first.
He's not going to host the team.
Drafted 42nd overall
Bruh.
in 2009 by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Bruh. Shaban, don't guess.
Patrick Beverly.
There you go.
Let's go!
Oh my god.
Let's go! Fuck that bitch, though. I don't like Pat Bev. I respect his game. I don't like him. You don't have to like a guy to
I
respect
don't
him.
respect his game either.
I don't respect this game either.
I respect his game. I just don't
My
like
guy
him.
got cooked.
I
with 50
respect
points
the
that
fuck
I
out of his game.
Look, I like.
That was
I
the quickest one yet.
Yeah, it took
You
me.
want to do another one?
No, because it was in my head. It was Mr. You said 94 feet, right? So it was either a dude who takes 3 steps to get to the entire court, which is Giannis, and he's at home now, or it's a dude who plays defense the entire court, and that's fucking Pat Bev, and he's second rounder by the Lakers. Appreciate that one. That was a good
You
Players
want to do a
Anonymous.
second one?
No. Leave that for next week.
No, why not? Fuck it.
All right.
We're here. Why not? I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Nicknames are Lambo or One a Day.
You know what? Actually, let's just do one this week. It's fine.
I've already
Actually
started.
sounds
Y'all
like
know
a
the
familiar
nickname. You can look it up now. Picked in the first round, 26th overall in 2018 by the Philadelphia 76ers.
What was the
He's
pick?
Tybull?
Wrong.
Oh.
2018.
One a Day. Lambeau.
Do you
Career
guys-
averages 9.2 points a game, 1.8 rebounds, 1.6 assists.
Only because you said
Is he still with Philly?
Maybe, but they're not in the bubble,
Wait,
so
that was a
probably
good
not.
guess. I don't think Case heard
Landry
you.
Shamet?
It is Landry Shamet.
Good
Oh,
shit.
hey.
Good shit, Nabil.
You said Lambo, and I was like, no other Shamet face. Makes sense.
Shit.
That's actually on here, but I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, that would have given it away. All right, boys. That was actually kind of good. I'm just proud that we got them both. I'm really proud of that. All right, let's take a moment to listen to a word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back and talk about, well, what's been going on in the playoffs since the last time we talked.
Remember, YouTube, just stare at my face.
Thank God Tyreek Hill actually did something.
What do you get?
You know we're fucking recording, right?
I know. They should know that, like, what's actually going on in the world at the same time. Anyway, we're back.
And we're back.
There we go. And honestly, since last time we talked, the future MVP of the NBA, they fucked this up really badly. They
Yeah.
fucked up.
Jesus.
They are home after, what is it, 4-1? 4-1
Yeah, sorry,
against the
guys.
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Look, I will
Miami
do one
in 5.
I will do one thing for all of us. All 4 of us can take a victory lap. We
Vindication.
called this shit a long time ago. And even Miami Heat fans gave a shit. But apparently we believe in your team more than you believe in your team.
Which is sad.
Congratulations.
I'm a Mavs fan. I had to put
Do you
more
wanna
faith
know
in your
why?
team than you did.
It's because we know basketball.
We watched the game, son.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, so look, the Miami Heat have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. Giannis didn't look great, but more importantly, the supporting cast didn't look great, and apparently looked better without him, which is just fucking
Dude,
weird.
that was so funny.
It was
Chris
just
Middleton went
weird.
off for 38 points in the game that Giannis misses. Like, basically misses, sorry.
I mean, hey, credit to Chris Middleton. He showed up.
good for
from
you.
half-
Should
3/4
have
of a game?
should have
Yeah.
shown up in game 1, 2, and 3, man. That would have been helpful.
Well, yeah. That,
But look, the weirdest thing about this series is that now for the next year plus, we're gonna have to talk about it every other week about, is Giannis going somewhere? Is he gonna be traded? Is he gonna sign the extension?
Why are you not being a fan right now?
I'm not excited to do that for the next fucking year, to be honest with you. The one benefit that I will say is that Giannis specifically said after the Bucks lost that he will not ask for a trade. He obviously did not say whether he would sign the Supermax extension once it's offered to him in the next couple of months. But yeah, he did not. He said specifically he will not ask for a trade, which I don't know what that means because I'm skeptical. But yeah, I don't really know. What do you guys think? What is your analysis? Do you think Giannis will sign that extension the minute
I
it's
think
offered
he
to him?
will. I
The
think
fa-
He gone.
It's 5 years, 240, 50 million.
37.
Giannis
37? There you go,
Giannis has
37.
never given us any indication that not only would he leave his team on the go and get stuff, but he's never given us the indication that, he wants to leave Milwaukee. Obviously what happened sucked, but he also understands he did not have a good series, right? He was hurt for 2 of these games. He did not have a great series. Sorry, he did have a good series. I don't see Giannis leaving in all honesty, especially with that much money on the table. It's going to be very surprising still, even after everything that's occurred, if Giannis leaves the Bucks.
Look, all I want to say is how many guys have been offered $250 million and turned it down? Other than Anthony Davis, I don't know another guy that has.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, well, where is Anthony Davis right now?
He's doing okay. He's doing
One
pretty
game
okay.
away from the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, he's doing pretty okay.
In arguably
Yeah.
the greatest city in the world. Come on.
We'll get there. We're talking about the Bucks Heat. Stay on topic, boys. Stay
There's
focused.
not much to talk about, bro. It's the Heat fucked up in the ass. Is Giannis leaving? End of fucking discussion.
When you and for listeners, for those of you that don't know, Kay's usually does some of the editing on the podcast and then uploads it. When he uploads it, he always clicks "not for children."
This
He
is why.
he really means that.
Can I point out, Gaze? Tyler
Hey,
Hero
look,
fucked them in
if
the
your
ass.
kids
Tyler
are
Hero was
listening,
dope.
Tyler
Alright.
Hero fucked them.
I
in.
have a joke, but I'm gonna say it off the pod because we could get canceled for it. So let's just leave it.
You said the joke.
You just get kicked
Yeah,
off
but
the
I'm
pod.
I'm a host, so
He is a host, but
and plus without me, you lose the chaos and
Yeah.
destruction. So
I just find it completely bonkers that like that game 3, Milwaukee was considered the best defense in basketball, and they got outscored in the fourth, 40-13. That's incredible.
You want to know a
And
little
they
fun
just-
fact? Fun fact:
That's-
Miami Heat, pretty good at basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah,
Pretty good at basketball.
But you know who knew that already?
We did on
We
this
did.
podcast, which is pretty cool.
we did.
Yo, the more douchey we sound through this whole process, the more the listeners are going to come for us when we're definitely wrong about something, which we probably
That's
already
fine.
have been a million.
I
times.
can be Skip Bayless and handle it. Can you?
That's a really
We've earned
after,
this. We've
after what
earned
happened with
this.
Skip specifically today, you don't want to be Skip Bayless right now.
Yeah, let's not discuss.
Look,
He's getting a lot of shit.
Let's let that one.
never mind. I don't want to be Skip Bayless, but I also don't want to be Odell Beckham Jr.
You get well, you'll like the shit you get then. I mean,
We're not a football
you won't.
podcast.
Why are we doing this? Anyway, back on topic. The Miami Heat.
Remember, chaos and destruction.
The Miami Heat outplayed Milwaukee for basically every single quarter that they played each other over 5 games, except for maybe a half a quarter in Game 4 in the fourth quarter, and then a little bit overtime there. And that's kind of the end of it. I don't truly – the biggest question coming up is obviously the Giannis thing. But the next question, if Giannis were to stay, what adjustments does Milwaukee have to make in order to better themselves as a team going forward?
Mucho shooting.
gotta get rid of Bledsoe.
I think that's the big one, right? What do you do? Do
Yeah.
you keep Bledsoe?
Gotta get rid of Bledsoe.
Nah, you got to get him out of here.
Yeah, I think you gotta
That
get rid of
Middleton letting go of Brogdon and keeping Bledsoe sounds
So stupid.
really dumb right about now, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the
Especially
fact
after
that-
how good
yeah.
Brogdon looked.
Brogdon was fantastic. Brogdon was very good.
Look, I don't blame the Bucks at the time, I guess, for making that decision because Bledsoe was the more veteran, experienced guy to surround Giannis. It kind of made sense.
It never made sense.
Look,
Bledsoe-
I'm just trying
Not
to
to
find a
me. No,
look,
justification.
Bledsoe-
As
for it.
someone who watches basketball, that move did not make sense in any way, shape, or
Eric
form.
Bledsoe got clowned on by Terry Rozier. You should have known right then and there. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
Fucking
Eric
scary
Bledsoe was
terror.
not made for this, and that's okay. You know what? He's a fantastic regular season player. He's
Also,
jacked
can
as
we
hell.
leave the
Played basketball.
speculation for an off-season podcast?
Facts.
Okay, fine. But anyway, so then if we're not going to do that, then let's jump to the next series, which is in the last week, we have seen the Celtics up 2-0. Then OG Anunoby pulls off an absolute cold-blooded buzzer beater. By the way, fantastic pass by Kyle Lowry. Props to him.
Bro.
Followed by a
no
game 4
words
win by the
can
Raptors
describe.
to tie. Then an absolute, straight up spanking by the Celtics in Game 5. And then the
Mhm.
Raptors come back in Game 6 and just outplay them
Double
with their guard
OT
play.
win, bro. That was a roller coaster.
Yo,
Yeah,
all
that
of
game
us
6
were
was
excited.
incredible.
I
And they were
mean,
just trading big shot after big shot. You know,
Well,
Kyle Lowry hits a 3.
Bro,
Marcus
Powell
Smart
hit
hits a
shot,
3.
Anunoby hit a shot.
But I got to give it to Kyle Lowry, man. That guy looked dead at the end of that game, but it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
53 minutes, bro.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
He put everything into that game, and you know he's about to come out in Game 7. He's
Could-
got the ball out again.
But
Could you imagine
yo.
Coach Bud looking at the game log and saying, Kyle Lowry played 53 minutes? Is that even possible? Are you allowed to play your stars that many minutes in a game?
Well,
yo,
he can
I-
look
I
at
need
it all
to-
he wants now. They're at home, so
But yeah, I need to put out an APB or I need to put out a missing persons report for one Pascal Siakam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been pretty bad.
Man.
well, you can't really miss him. He's 7 feet tall and stands. in
Well,
the
he's
Raptors.
been missing in action in
I
this
haven't
series.
seen him. I don't know about you, Case.
Yeah, he's been pretty butt in this series.
I see the number 43 on the court. He's not doing nothing, but I see him.
You
He's
know,
been extremely disappointing in this series.
this
But Kyle Lowry,
guy is-
Serge Ibaka, obviously OG
Look.
Anunoby, even Norman Powell in the last couple of games.
Look,
They've had
game
big
7
contributions
might get
across-
spicy. You never know.
yeah, but
So
you
by
know,
the
Pascal
time-
Siakam, he's there. Like this is Toronto's leading scorer, and now he can't even hit a 3. And he can't even hit a 3 per game after chucking up 5 attempts per game.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to spend too much time on this series because by the time the listeners listening to this series, Game 7
It'll
will
probably be
happened.
over.
Exactly.
So let's do
So-
something real quick.
Yeah, let's
Who
do
you got
something-
winning?
Exactly. Let's do something really fucking stupid and just predict the game.
Oh, I got this.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
are
say the
you?
Raptors will win in regulation, and they'll win by 7 points.
Since we're already doing something stupid, I'm talking triple overtime
Oh
thriller.
my God.
Yo,
Fuck
Raptors.
Give me your
off.
real guess. Give me your real guess.
Off.
Give me my what?
Your real guess.
Oh, my real guess. I think the Celtics take it.
I think
Bye.
This whole what's up?
Celtics bye.
How many?
Celtics by 5.
Okay. Raptors by 7 in regulation. Celtics by 5. Shaban?
all right. I'm gonna do you guys one better. I'm gonna say Celtics, and I'm gonna say the score is gonna be 114-95.
No, you're calling a blowout.
It's called a
Wait.
spanking, sir. And and you said Celtics?
Yeah.
All right,
I
Case.
think this whole series we've had.
I'm gonna go Raptors by 8
Case.
or 9.
Oh, I forgot about K's. I forgot.
Raptors, by 8 or 9.
So we got 2 guys going on the Raptors side, 2 guys going on the Celtics side. Well,
Mhm.
we're gonna upload this clip onto Instagram tomorrow, and you guys vote at home and let us know who's winning this fucking game.
Facts.
Let's find out.
Let's do
All right, let's move on from this series because, like I said, by the time listeners listening to it, you'll have known which one of us is an idiot and which
All
one's
right.
not. And maybe all 4 of us are idiots because it's a blowout in the Raptors' favor because none of us call that one.
On to the Denver Chicken Nuggets.
Yeah, they've looked like
Because they're fried.
yeah, they look like pretty much.
They're getting cooked.
I just got it.
That's why I like Nabil.
They're
We're on the same page.
You got to stop turning away from the mic. man.
they're spicing up a hot shit. That's what they're
Oh
doing.
my god.
Burning.
You're trying too hard.
I'm
Please stop.
sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
So, the
Some of
Denver
us have
Nuggets-
It was so simple.
By the
Like,
time the listeners listen to it, Game 5 will have happened, and maybe the Clippers have closed out the series. But right now, the series is 3-1 in favor of the LA Clippers. And you know the crappiest thing is Denver. Every time they go on a run, the Clippers have an answer every single time. And I say
Yeah.
that and when I say it's the crappiest thing, it's because you can tell that Denver just doesn't have that
the
extra gear.
firepower.
No, they don't have that. Yeah, the firepower. They don't have that extra gear that the Clippers clearly do. And you know what? That's okay because everybody and their mom was sitting here going, we're getting a Lakers-Clippers Western Conference Finals. And it looks like that's probably what's going to happen unless barring an insane result over the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I got Jamal Murray dropping 50 tonight.
That might not even matter, to be quite honest with you.
I don't even have him dropping 20.
I think.
Water bet?
I still think the Clippers will take.
Sure.
Or sorry.
Wait. Can you guys just repeat what you guys said?
Water bet. He had under 20, so I'll take over 20 and we'll call it.
Shaban, you're getting watered.
Do you know what a water bet is?
Yeah, you're getting watered, buddy.
Spin that wheel.
So for Game 5, if Jamal Murray has over 20 points, I guess we're gonna put up a video on Instagram of Shaban
All right,
getting
look,
watered.
Shaban, I'll give
And
you
if not,
25.
Hayes is getting watered.
So
Wait.
Wait,
You have an
wait, can we
adjustment
do
to the water bet.
Wait,
Yeah.
can we just slap that instead?
You
All
want to
right,
get
bet.
slapped?
do you know who you're?
Kay's got thick hands, bro. You don't want to get
Listeners-
slapped.
Listeners, the memorial for Shaban is next
They're
Sunday.
thick
2
and
o'clock.
calloused, bro.
I'll tell you the place and time, or I already told you the time, but the place.
No,
later.
wait, guys. Can you guys discuss really quickly what exactly
All right.
you want to do?
I'll give you 25 points.
25. And we're going
25?
to slap it?
And do you want slap or water? This is totally up to you. I'm fine with both.
Shaban, just take the water.
Dude, take the water.
Please just take the water.
Take the water.
For your own safety, I'm saying take the water.
Dude,
I'll take the water. I'll take the
oh,
water.
thank God.
I just remembered how it's been a while since I've seen K's in person. I forgot how much
No,
bigger he is
it's
than
clearly
me.
been a while since you've been slapped, sir. Shaban's like, yeah, my frat days weren't very fun in times. But all right, so Game 5, Jamal Murray, 25 points. If he goes over, Kays gets to water Shaban. And if he goes under, Shaban gets to water Kays. And we'll follow it up with a video on Instagram. Why the fuck not?
And Safe and I will enjoy.
Damn straight we will. We'll figure out our own bet later, but maybe for the next episode.
No, I'm not stupid. I'm good.
In the meantime, the Clippers could very well wrap this thing up by the end of Friday night, and it won't matter.
I think the Nuggets will take this game. I think there's one more game left, and I think this is I want the Lakers to win a ring bias coming out.
He's not a Lakers fan, by the way, for anybody.
Yeah, it's just I want the Lakers to win because the Celtics, fuck them. The Raptors.
We have a mutual disdain of the Celtics.
Yeah, more than the Lakers or anyone else. Anyway, I still think the Nuggets will take one more out. I don't have a disdain for the Lakers, so it is more.
No, we have respect for the Lakers.
Oh, he's talking about like disdain as a Mavs fan, not as a team.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I don't know what you interpreted that as.
I
No,
interpreted it
we
as
thought you said you guys hated the Celtics more than we did.
exactly. That's what
Oh,
I took it as, and I was
I'm-
like, that's just not possible.
No. I'm saying I think the Nuggets will take one more, push it to 6 games. Kawhi's gonna have to work his ass off because
Kawhi's been working his ass off
Agreed.
this entire series.
Yeah.
Really, this whole playoff.
We're gonna have
Bro,
one
he
more
worked
pandemic
so hard.
game.
He got an oil change at halftime last game.
I'm sorry.
The high mileage oil was put in though, so he's good for now.
I'm sorry. What the
That
fuck did you
Castrol
just say?
GTX, bro. He's a robot.
We are okay. You know what? If
We're tired. We're very tired.
I
tired?
don't know what I'm listening
wide
to.
awake.
This is nuts.
I am not tired.
Nabil, I told you, Nabil went to Dunkin' Donuts today, boys, and he ordered a cold brew, in a medium, and they gave him a large, and he finished it at 11 p.m. He'll be up until next Thursday.
I am sorry, work. I will not be working.
Anyway, so look, the Clippers could easily end this series by the time you're listening to the podcast on Friday, or according to Nabil, you have to stop shaking. My God. I mean, look, we're on video, and he's like, "Let me shake like."
Can you continue?
No, this is the cold brew acting up for those of you watching on YouTube. But they could very well finish in 5. But according to Nabil, they'll finish it on Sunday instead, which
Don't
is
worry,
fine.
According to K's as well.
Yeah, okay. According to Nabil and K's, I think they'll end it Friday night. I think Kawhi's a fucking killer, and he smells blood. And I think that's what's going to happen, to be quite honest with you.
Robots can't smell. That's inaccurate.
Facts.
Mhm.
This isn't Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, bro.
Yeah.
I would be shocked I would be shocked by everything
If
that's
you
happening.
were wise, you'd listen to me.
That didn't even rhyme. But
That's what
okay.
I'm saying.
What?
That didn't even. That's why
Honestly?
you faded off as if we weren't still gonna hear you out all the way. You're like, somebody please talk over me, and it just
I
didn't.
slowly started turning my head, hoping the mic would just.
He's like, Mike, don't pick it up. Mike, don't. Oh, fuck, I turned it.
Anyway, let's move on to the
I should
game
have just
that
hit mute.
yeah, that would have been funnier. But let's move on to the game that we're all very excited to talk about. The one that just ended
Game or
an hour and a
series?
half
Make
ago.
up your
Well, the
mind.
series, but the game. The Lakers and Rockets. The Lakers are now up 3-1.
Fuck you, Rockets. Sorry, that's it.
Hey man, I didn't say it.
I mean,
James Harden shot 17 free throws tonight.
Oh no! He made
went 2 of
7.
11. 2 of 11 in a playoff game. He
In
went 2 of 11.
a do or die game. Pretty
yeah.
Is this your king?
They look
Houston?
defeated, bro.
They definitely looked kind of dead in the third quarter, really.
Danuel House was the glue in that team, bro.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, hey, well, give Danuel House a lot of credit. He's been playing good
Are you
defense
sure
this
it was
He's
glue
entire
or something other?
this entire playoffs.
No. I hate Houston.
I don't hate Houston. I'm just a Laker fan. There's a difference. No, look, Houston has completely based on – I'm going to say it's based on Laker defense, the way they're playing. Houston has veered away from their entire game plan completely. They went from
Yeah.
during the regular season.
Let me bring my numbers out.
Well, I'm going to bring mine first because I'm on a roll. But Houston in the regular
you go, I
season
just stopped by.
averaged 46 3-point attempts per game. In the first round against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they averaged 51 3-point attempts per game. Case, do you have the number in front of you of how many they've averaged in this series?
So they're under 27 now. They were at 31 last game. I can't remember exactly what they took this game, but give me a second. And
They
I'll
took
pull that up
33
for
this
you.
game.
They took 33 this game, and they took 30 in game 3. So the Lakers have clearly found something that works. It's to guard the perimeter and let them get as many layups as they want. And eventually Houston will not like taking layups anymore. And that's kind of what's happened because the Lakers are finding ways to win these games. By the way, they have tried very hard to blow it today in game 4. They tried really, really hard. But you know, lo and behold, they won. Oh, no.
I will also give the
Houston's
Lakers
still
game
shooting
plan credit.
almost 37% from 3.
Yeah, they're hitting their threes.
Yeah.
But I gotta give the Lakers game plan credit. They're kind of forcing the ball in the perimeter to Russell Westbrook. They're literally saying, you know, Westbrook, shoot the ball. I'm not worried about you.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
else.
so
take care of.
Yeah,
the best part about this, the
Russell
series
shot as many-
average,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
points per game wise, the Rockets are averaging 112. The Lakers are averaging 113. My
Wow.
shit
I
scrolled.
mean-
My bad.
That's nuts.
Interesting. I guess that makes
It was
sense.
that game 1 blowout.
If
Yeah.
if I'm being honest with you, and I try really really hard to not be biased on the podcast with you guys. I really do, like truly I do, with listeners especially. Since game 1, it hasn't felt all that close.
It really
It
hasn't
hasn't,
actually.
no.
And that's why I
You
wanted
don't
your
have to
opinion.
say
I want no. I truly I wanted your opinion on this. And listeners, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm okay with that. I just want to know. Besides the Rockets making a bunch of threes in the third quarter of game 2, and
bunch of
going
threes
and
in
the
the fourth
Lakers,
quarter.
yeah, and the Lakers almost blowing it here in the fourth quarter of game 4. It hasn't felt all that close. It just felt like the Lakers had a game
Yeah.
plan and they executed, and they've kind of dominated the series since
So
game
all
1.
it is pretty much, the Rockets can shoot lights out, but they haven't found an answer for the Lakers.
They haven't found an
on
answer for Anthony
defense.
Davis on the inside.
Anthony Davis is shooting 68% from inside the paint.
Jesus Christ.
Before this game, he was 22 of 28 inside the paint.
Yeah, they have no answer for him, and they aren't going to find an answer for him, right? Because who's
Yeah.
going to stop? Regular big man can't stop AD. PJ Tucker will not be able to stop AD.
Well, look, the Rockets' entire philosophy
To be
is
fair,
3 is
PJ
more than 2.
Tucker has played his heart out.
PJ Tucker's been great.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker has not been the problem in this series. Honestly, the biggest problem has been Russell Westbrook. He has been
And James Harden.
well.
Got it.
James Harden's not been great, but Russell has been genuinely bad, like straight up
Horrendous.
bad. He does not look like
Yeah.
the Russell Westbrook that we saw back in January, February. He does not look like an MVP, or even quite frankly, at times the Rockets look better without him on the floor. James
They
Harden
have, even
definitely-
today.
James Harden definitely looks better with Russell Westbrook off the floor. And I honestly, maybe I should have looked up the numbers. I didn't, so I won't speak that they definitely are better without him on the floor, but they definitely look more fluid as an offense without Russell Westbrook on the floor. And that's just not how it should be, because they were not that team this whole year. Russell Westbrook cut more to the basket. They had a lot of cut and kicks. They had a lot of double screens and movements, and Russ has looked poor.
I
And
hate saying
And I don't know if it's his quad.
So just
or-
to defend Russ a little bit,
Yeah.
he was diagnosed with COVID right before the restart.
and that could be affecting him somehow.
And then he played, I think, maybe 2 of the 8 restart games before he hurt that quad.
Yeah.
So essentially, he played 2 games in 7 months. And then you threw him to the Wolves in game 5 or 6 of that Thunder series.
hmm
And the Thunder don't play soft basketball. They play rough. So I don't think his body's holding up as well as he needs it to.
Maybe you're right.
And that's why.
Maybe you're right, man. Maybe it's just the factor of COVID and the injury and the lack of game time. Russell seems like one of those guys who takes his health and body extremely seriously, which is why I gave him the benefit of the doubt coming into the bubble. Besides, obviously, COVID, that's unfortunate for him to have caught it and had it. Besides that, I really believe Russell Westbrook takes his body and health very seriously.
Oh,
And
no,
for
I
that reason, I
completely
felt that
agree.
he'd
It's
be, yeah,
just-
I thought he'd be ready.
I think
and-
when he sorry,
And
I
he
didn't
doesn't
interrupt you.
seem like it. He
I
just
just
doesn't seem
think
like
it's
it.
a
The
matter of-
compounding of injuries. That's what's getting him.
Exactly. And I think it's a matter of he saw playoff basketball. He's kind of realizing it's towards the end of his career now in terms of how many more years can I be competitive? And, and it was, I
I
got
don't think competitive, but to use the word you guys like so much, destructive to his own body.
not that. I'm saying how many years
He's
does he
got to
have
find a
actually-
sweet zone.
Yeah, he's
of
gonna
where
he's gonna continue to be chaotic on the court.
Yeah, he does. But
find ways
I
to
don't
do
think
that.
he has more than maybe 1 or 2 years of being that dog that he is 0 to 100 every game.
I mean, I think
I
we're seeing
think
the
he
decline
has
now.
to find that point.
The Lakers are more than happy to leave him wide open from 3 and let him jump.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they
more
are.
than happy.
They literally
they have
are.
been.
They are basically begging him to shoot 3. And he's been doing it, by the way. Tonight in game 4, he shot just as many 3-point attempts as James Harden. He shot more attempts than anybody else just as many as Eric Gordon, 2 more than James Harden from 3. And that is going to be a factor of, obviously, the Lakers' defense. Why else would James Harden not take more 3-pointers? Because he's guarded at the perimeter. And they're saying, you know what, go lay it up. Go do something else. You're not shooting 3s. You're not going to
Which
be
has worked.
And it's worked. The Lakers won the last 2 games in which they had 33s and 33 attempted 3s.
I feel like we can't talk about the Lakers without talking about the Lakers role players and how they've stepped up, especially Rondo.
Oh,
Rondo
right.
has been a revelation.
100%. Good
Yes,
point.
sir. And as someone who took a lot of shit, even from you fucks on this podcast, playoff Rondo is real.
He is.
He has
I'm
had
going
almost a
to-
triple-double in every game, and we haven't lost since he came back.
I'm going to wait to formally apologize. But Rondo, if you are listening, which of course you're listening to the Waterboy and Equipment Manager podcast.
We're a semi-successful podcast.
Of course you are. So if you are listening to the podcast, just know that your apology is on the way. Just don't fuck it up.
I got nothing to apologize for. I love that.
No,
man.
I said from me.
He said
From
Rondo.
me to Rajon Rondo. Yes, he has been
But
absolutely
one downside, that pass off the backboard tonight under a minute. What the
Bro.
fuck are you thinking?
So beautiful. No, that was
No, that
That was
was
gorgeous.
It was only beautiful because LeBron finished.
yeah, that was so unnecessary. That was a fucking show off move. It was a
That was
literal
just a flex.
it was a
I'm
literal
sorry.
it was a literal hey Houston, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All of us grew up watching Rondo play basketball. That is Rajon Rondo. I'm not surprised. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I was shocked that he did
I
it.
was more in awe of the finish than the pass.
That's
Facts.
exactly where I was going.
Facts.
I was
Yeah,
shocked
right?
that he did it. I was even more shocked that LeBron finished it. That was incredible.
And we shouldn't be surprised by that man anymore.
He's 35 years
No,
old,
you
goddamn it.
should. If you watch that above
He's
the
35
rim
years
replay,
young.
you should definitely be
Facts.
surprised.
No, that shouldn't have been caught, and he caught it and finished.
Look, on the bright side,
LeBron.
the Lakers had Caruso show up tonight. Rondo has showed up.
Bruce Goat.
Besides game one of the series, he's shown up in every other game thus far. Danny Green finally was found. KCP was found. The Lakers played good.
Hey,
Lakers
KCP's
played
been
really
good the past like 6 or 7 games.
Can I say one last thing really quick? I just realized LeBron played 34 minutes tonight.
Kind of nice.
Yeah.
I kind of like
Yeah,
seeing my
it
best
must-
player kind of just not playing too
Seven
much.
of
Yeah, it must be nice to not have your best player play 40 minutes every night, right?
When he doesn't
Yeah.
have to, when you're not down 3-1.
The league MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo knows all about not playing 40 minutes when it matters.
Right now, he'll be playing 48 minutes from his couch. So
I
Damn.
On 2K.
it's and I think are we done talking about the series? I want to talk about Giannis real quick.
Yeah.
before we
I was going to
conclude.
jump on this really quick.
Okay, develop.
Sorry. I think, LeBron with where is he at right now? Yeah, he had a triple-double, 16 points, 15 rebounds. Or he did not have a triple-double, my bad.
9 assists. He was 1 assist shy.
He was 1 assist shy of a triple-double. He didn't even have his best game technically, and he still killed it. Like, if this is what we're going to see from the Lakers, I'm very excited about the Western Conference Finals. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Yeah. It's like LeBron has found his little happy place about between
Sweet
like
spot.
between deferring and being dominant.
You know what really
you know
helps
who
with
else
finding
almost
a happy
had a
place?
triple-double?
Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
2 assists. You know what helps with LeBron finding his happy place? Having a player like Anthony Davis helps.
Yeah.
Well,
And arguably your best teammate since in your entire career.
Whoa.
That's a debate for the offseason. How about we wait
Whoa.
on that one? It's
Arguably.
definitely
LeBron
worth
played with
Arguably.
Udonis
It-
Haslam.
it's
Don't come at me
definitely
like that.
Udonis.
But anyway, you put some respect on
I'm
Booby.
sorry.
Put some respect on Booby Gibson's
Are we
name.
not talking about Zadrunas?
Hey, Hall of Famer Zadrunas.
Shaquille O'Neal. Come on, bro.
Mo Williams.
By the time LeBron got
Delonte West.
by the time Shaq got to LeBron, he was
no.
more Krispy Kreme O'Neal. But
Wait,
you get the
are
point.
we not going to touch on your favorite player tonight before we move on?
Go fuck yourself.
THT, bro.
Oh yes, Taylor
Bro.
Horton
Oh, dude, we
Tucker.
forgot Tyler. Oh, my God.
Okay, for the listeners who don't give a fuck about what I'm about to say,
I'm sorry.
Taylor Horton Tucker was a second-round pick for the Lakers. This is his rookie year, and he's played, I don't know, less than 5 actual NBA basketball games this year. Give or
No,
take.
he's played 7 total minutes before tonight.
Cool. So that's how many he played tonight. He played
By the
7
way-
minutes, 5 points, 2 of 5. That man jacked up 5 shots in 7
I
minutes.
was about to
He was
say
like-
that, bro.
He was like, I'm playing, I'm going to capitalize. By the way, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, 2 personal fouls.
+9.
He I think was the biggest shock on the rotation. Obviously, JaVale McGee is out
Bro,
the
even
starting
the
lineup
fucking
and
announcers.
then didn't play.
Yeah, the announcers wouldn't stop talking about him being in the game. It was actually pretty funny.
Anyway, I don't think any of the listeners care about Taylor.
Like, I
Horton.
looked at the
Like I
screen
do.
and he was in, and I just got so excited.
I said, hey, it's THT, and Nabil goes, who? That was literally Nabil goes, who? I was like, there's an owl in my room.
What are you, a fucking owl?
What are you, a fucking owl? Anyway, so now that we're done with the series, I just wanted to say about Giannis. He is one of those guys that it would completely shock me if he actually genuinely left Milwaukee. It would be genuinely shocking if he left. I think it is the right decision for him to leave. I will go on record saying that too, but I'll be shocked if he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I won't.
agree.
I just can't see him leaving. He's very Damian Lillard in the sense that I think that it is maybe a little bit of pride that comes in the way, but also love for the city and the fans and the
Look,
club.
Once he
Doesn't
goes
wanna-
on Twitter and sees himself photoshopped in a Lakers jersey, then we'll talk.
You know, I have
Yeah.
to give Safe credit where credit is due. Safe has spent this whole podcast and not once has he said, Giannis to the Lakers, baby! Every single time.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him.
I won't say that because
So safe.
I think we're far
gonna-
from the leaders to sign him. If Giannis were to leave Milwaukee, I think the two off the top leaders would be Pat Riley and the Miami
Bucks.
Heat, and the Atlanta Hawks. I'm just kidding. Pat Riley, Miami Heat are I think the team that would try to woo him, and I think probably would. Shaban, what were you gonna say? Maybe we'll stop.
No,
Good
I
job.
remember we were talking about this on an earlier episode of the podcast about Giannis potentially leaving, and I remember you saying that you remember asking me like, who is another like really good player on the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was just like, what, Kareem? He said, yeah, Kareem. And where did he go? And I'm like, to the Lakers. And he's like, why did you go to the Lakers? Because he couldn't win anything in Milwaukee.
History repeats itself.
I will neither confirm nor deny that I had that conversation with Shaban offline. Fuck you guys.
It was episode 6.
Look,
I'm saying there's a reason why I said I was proud of Safe for keeping this whole
There's-
episode Laker fanhood free unless Nutella was allowed to come out.
all I'm saying is LeBron could opt out. A lot of
Oh
these
my god.
a lot of these 2-year deals will expire that specific summer.
I can't.
If LeBron wanted
Opts
to,
out, signs for the league minimum.
he could
Plays
he
with
doesn't even-
Bronny.
He doesn't even have to sign for the league minimum. He could just wait and then, bird rights into the cap, and that would be fine after we, do the deed. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That is extremely unlikely. And
That doesn't sound thought out at all, bro.
That's
look,
off-season talk.
look, a man can daydream, just not on his own podcast. Anyway, that's going to end a week of absolute fuck shit. The next time we talk to you, we'll be talking about the Eastern and Western Conference semifinals. We'll be coming at you. I think we're going to probably record
East
the
and
night
Western Conference Finals.
finals. Sorry, the NBA semifinals, but yes, the East
There
and
you go.
West finals. I think we're going to record the night that we have it confirmed, so you could get a podcast Sunday morning potentially. And maybe we'll come at you kind of really quick turnaround time. But anyway, until then, this is Saif Basaria,
This is
Shaban
Nabil
Samani, Nabil, and Kay signing off for the Waterboy and Equipment Manager podcast. I fucked that up. We'll see you next week. See ya!
Bye.
Peace.
Done. Just